Howdy, hey, hi, Spaceman Josh here, and welcome to Factorio. Now, I'm not playing the campaign for this game. What I'm going to be doing is playing the free play mode. But it's essentially the same sort of task as what the campaign ultimately is. This game is where you crash land onto a planet, and your task is to be able to make a rocket silo so you can build a rocket and leave again. Although with free play mode, it's just have a rocket with a satellite, and which actually does take quite a while in free play mode. I've played enough of it from me just from personally playing it that it's quite a distance to do it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. One thing I will say though is that when I went into a map editor and put it in an infinity chest, and the reason being is because one of the things I learned while playing for personal fun is that the infinity chest, when you get rid of it and replace it, you don't keep any of the items in it, so it's essentially a trash can. And that is the only way I'll be using it for the terms of this game. So I'm going to go ahead and build 2 iron axes, and then we can go ahead and get started. Almost forgot to set my alarm here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Alright. So essentially, starting off, first things you want to do is sort of just get an idea for your surroundings. We have water right here, which is really good. And on my mini-map, I can see that there's coal and some iron and copper ores, which is really good. If I go into the map, it'll actually tell me how much of each. 2.8 million, 1.1 million, and 1.1 million. There's actually... Wow, okay. This is a really nice spawn, even better than I thought. There's oil down here, and uranium ore down this way. It's not a whole lot, but every little bit counts, and that, even though this is just one thing can be taken far enough to help with technologies and whatnot. And well, some scarce stuff along the edges too, but I'm not going to worry too much about that stuff. And one thing I will say is in the beginning of the game, the progress you make is fairly slow, and but once you start getting sort of the technologies that are required to sort of get farther into the game, it sort of starts to speed up. First thing I'm going to do is get some coal, because if you notice in my hotbar, it automatically gives me in the beginning of every game 2 objects. The one that looks like a gray sort of stand, that is a mining drill that works off of coal, and the other item is a furnace. It's the basic furnace that you have to know how to make at the very beginning of the game. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 25. I'll grab 25 coal, and 15 will go into the drill. The other 10 will go into the furnace, because something I have learned from playing this is that the drill uses coal faster than the furnace. So I always want to grab a little bit extra instead of just doing a half and half. And the first thing I'm going to grab is some iron. Probably the biggest reason for that is this is one of the most, if not the most used material in the game, and it's the one that you need a lot of fairly early on in order to get any sort of progress done. So I'll go ahead and have that, and then I don't think there's any stone near us, which could prove to be a problem. Okay, there's stone up there, which is nice. It's a bit of a walk, because in order to build more furnaces you need stone, and I want to have at least one more furnace. That way I can manually mine the coal, but have a furnace for copper ore. That way we can get some copper too, because one of the first things you need to progress is a offshore pump, which requires 5 iron and 3 copper plates. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll grab 15 stone. Yeah, and if you notice in my mini-map, there's a small area that has also been revealed as you wander to the edge of the map, you do sort of see more of it shows itself. So now I got 15. I'll build one now. Did I just accidentally tell it to build 2? Yeah. I'm using a mouse right now instead of my keypad, and one of the biggest issues with that is sometimes it double clicks when I only click it once. And so while it is frustrating, it's a lot less frustrating than having to use a mouse pad with some of the games that I play. So I'm gonna place that down. Actually, for this one, I'll actually will use the pad. Because with this game, to sort of mine or like collect items, you have to do right clicking, which can be annoying with the pad, but frankly, it's less annoying than sometimes double clicking and making one more item of the item than what you need. Sometimes that really it can be a huge waste of resources and among other things. So let's go ahead and start getting some coal again. Zoom back in. I think for this I'll grab just 10, and by the time I have enough resources to continue on, I won't have run out of coal in the copper furnace. If not, I will only need to refill it once. You can see on my map there's also a little bit of uranium ore in the upper right from where I'm at. A little east-northeast is probably what does best describe it. Go ahead and put the coal in there, and then I'll go ahead and start mining some copper ore while the iron is at work. I'll go ahead and mine 15 of it, and then I'll go ahead and put that in the furnace, and then I'll mine a little bit more as the 15 I will be smelting. And I shouldn't need much else after that. Go ahead and grab what's out in here right now. Let's go check on the iron. We should have a decent amount by now. It's a lot more efficient than I am. Oh yeah, that's a lot. At least in the beginning, that's quite a bit. I can make an offshore pump, boiler, steam engine. I can make 2 boilers, 2 steam engines. That's actually really good. So what you do with the offshore pump is you connect it to water, obviously, and then you have the water sent through a boiler, and the boiler has the steam sent through a steam engine. That's how you create electricity in the beginning of the game, and through most of the game until you get some pretty high-tech research. This is all the different researches you can do. There's quite a bit, and there's lots of stuff I haven't even done. Half of these, research packs I haven't even ever had access to before. So it'll be interesting to see how far I'll take this series. I do want to take it to a fairly good distance. I think I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. And then, oh, there are rocks right here. I forgot I can mine stone off of that too. I need to break these anyway. And my pick just broke. Make 2 more. I don't like just making one. I always like to make 2. That way if I go off trying to do something a distance away from where I keep my resources, it's less chance of me running out of my pick there instead of being SOL. So it is time for this episode's Nerd Alert. So this for the next couple episodes, I actually want to give you facts about Mercury. Now, Mercury, we all know it's the first planet from the sun. It's also the smallest planet in the solar system. Pluto's a dwarf planet. So something that's interesting is Mercury's year, because it's the closest to the sun, it only takes about 88 Earth days. But however, a day on Mercury is 176. And so it's one of those cases that's fairly interesting where, we have a planet that the day is longer than the year. And so with this episode's Nerd Alert out of the way, let's go ahead and get back into the game. Mine this one last stone, and then I'll start sort of deciding how I want to place this. I like this little break right here. That helps me a lot, because I can put this right here, the boiler, and then add the steam engine. And then what can happen is I can take conveyor belts from a coal mine and bring them along this way and have sort of robotic arms called inserters put the coal into the boiler automatically. And with this little break right here, it can make it really easy to do that. And by the looks of it, there seems to be, there's coal down here too. Not nearly as much as up there, but I don't think I need to worry about up there right now. If I can use this coal for the boiler, that could actually pretty help have its own system instead of having to worry about fueling not only the boilers but also the mines. Also, if you haven't, I haven't said it, but you've probably noticed that there's also this daylight cycle, and a part of this game that I'm not going to include in this series is there's enemies with enemy bases, sort of bug-like creatures. You are on an alien planet. As well as different things like just different types of biodomes and certain things that I took out of this map purely for the sake of frame rate. I've had some pretty difficult times with frame rate with this game just for personal use, and so I want to be able to help increase it for the episodes. So I think from here what I'll want to do is just simply I'm going to make an electric mine and start working my way towards having an automated system for the iron, so I can start working on an automated system for the copper. Now I'm low on copper, and that's why I can't make another mine. I don't need one right now. What I need to do is... Okay, so how many... I don't have any more furnaces. I think it actually uses a furnace. No, it doesn't. What happened to my furnace? I thought I had 3. I'm not going to worry about it. Make one more furnace, because electric mine can use the amount of ore it produces is enough for 2 furnaces. And then we need to make a lot more of those, so I need a lot more copper. There's the basic inserters that they use coal, but I don't want those. I want to have the inserters that use electricity, so the arms that are grabbing coal to power things that need to be powered by coal don't also need to be powered by coal themselves. That creates a whole different issue I learned it's just best not to deal with. I think I'll probably just grab 10, because I know there's also copper in there, but I also want to make sure if I'm over here I'm continuously producing it. So I'll grab 10 copper ore and grab the copper plates that are in there. And that way I can make 10. Since I'll have 2 furnaces, I'll need 6 arms, and I'll be able to make those. And so what that will do, I'll go ahead and start setting this up so to get a look at what my resources look like. If you look in the lower left of the right part over here, it'll actually, around right here, will tell you how many resources you can expect to be available for this particular mine. And so it's always good to sort of explore, get max yield out of it, especially the first one. I think what I want to do is probably just right here. I don't want to go too far to the left because I don't want to have no room for a second electric mine later down the road, as well as more mines up this way too. And then so from here I'll start making some transport belts, which are just conveyor belts with fancy names. I'll go ahead and place it down like that. And so the way this will end up working is we'll have that is where the ore gets put into the furnace. Then finished products get pulled from there, and coal will be placed in there. It may seem kind of awkward, but there is a technology that I'll have that'll make this doable. But I'm also going to place down the rest of these, one more. Right. And then I'm going to sort of put the outline here for this one. There it goes. And then I'll go ahead and place down those. I didn't have quite enough, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. There's still one more in there. I think I'll just manually mine some iron from here. Come on, there it goes. I'll only grab 5, just for right now. And I'll actually go get more coal. I think this time I'll only grab 13. And I know this does seem quite boring at first. Honestly, it is, but it does sort of pick up once you start getting some more systems built. So do bear with me for the first couple of episodes. It will certainly pick up, especially when I start doing railroads. Then it will really pick up. So now that I can go ahead and put that in here. There you go. Have 6 ore there. Sorry, coal, and 7 coal there. I might even be able to do with 5 because there was this one here, and that probably will end up what will happen. That will be probably what ends up happening. But I'll go ahead and do one more of these, so that's sort of finished for now. It's very basic, and there's not what I like there to be, but it'll last. I'm going over here and take down a couple of trees. Because it gives me wood that is used for electric poles. Then what I need to do now is get enough iron plates for another electric mining drill for the coal. And what I'll do for right now, at least, is I'll probably actually, no, never mind. I had a thought, but there's no need in saying if I'm not going to do it. For right now, I'm probably going to have to add coal manually, which I'll probably build up quite a bit before trying to go and activate the mine and the inserters and all that. Or I could just do what I need to do with the lab. Using a lab and 20 science pack 1s, you can unlock the research. It's actually this one, logistics for an underground belt. And what that will do is it'll allow me to go underneath these conveyor belts and have a space available for this inserter to grab coal. It's one of the more compact ways of being able to have that system work. At least from the ones I've learned. So we are reaching the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to say build that and then I'm going to pause it. So thank you all for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hear more nerd alerts, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you wish, turn on notifications. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Spaceman Josh, out.